Hey, what's going on, guys? gdoggcasey here, bringing you a possible new series here. I'm going to kind of be doing it along the lines with my Diablo 3 Crusader series. We'll see how that goes. Right now the sounds kind of loud in my earphones, so I apologize if it's sort of overpowering my voice, but we'll get right into it here. Just really quickly going over the character that I created. We're going to be a male. Our name's gdoggcasey. We're starting off with the Pyromancer class because it's really good to start with. You start at level 1, so leveling up early is really easy, as well as you get the Fireball spell, which is really good to start with. Master Key is, if you're not new to Dark Souls, you knew why I took it. If you are, I'll explain that in a little bit, and the rest is just purely cosmetic, so let's just jump into it.
In the age of ancients.
Oh yeah, and something else, I'm going to be skipping those cutscenes just because they're so fucking long. I'll watch this one though, I guess.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead.
Oh,
And in this land,
even this one's really long.
the undead are corralled and led to the north.
Okay, whatever. Let me just double check the sounds here. We'll try that out. Yeah, so I had changed the sounds before, but I guess they didn't save. We're going to go through this tutorial here. Now, I apologize if you're interested in watching the cutscenes. I mean, there's so many other Let's Plays. Not to mention, this is like a really old game. Dark Souls 2 is out already for consoles, and it's coming out for PC soon. So, it just kind of regenerated my interest in Dark Souls. So I wanted to kind of give it a shot. Now, a couple things here. I mean, I'm not going to go through all that, but like all the tutorials here. But a couple things is, one, I've never beaten this game. I did get stuck, and, it was frustrating, and I let Dark Souls beat me, which is probably what happens to a lot of people. But you know what? I want to try it. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I've watched many guides on YouTube. I've looked up many character builds, and I'm still not an expert. I don't exactly know why people build their characters in specific ways and blah blah blah. But I'm gonna give it my best shot. If I do feel like I'm getting stuck, I will look up a guide just to find out exactly where to go, which, I'll give it my best college try first, just to make sure that I can at least figure it out on my own. And if I can't, I'm not going to delay the series over it, so. So I think there's like other places you can come in here. You might be able to find some stuff. To be honest, I'm not really sure. Every time I come here, I usually just run by. There's a door here. Let's see if it opens, but it's most likely locked. Yeah, whatever. I think that's all stuff that you come back to later, because I know you can come back to this spot later in the game. So, this is the first time when you're new to Dark Souls where you're like, okay, there's a big door over there, and then Dark Souls becomes Dark Souls, and if we look up, bam, the Asylum Demon comes down and he tries to ruin your day. Now, people talk about how it's possible to beat him at this point, but like, I'm doing 2 damage. I don't know how people beat him, so whatever. I mean, maybe if you start off with a different class, you might have better. Actually, what I did here is if you start off with a gift for the black bombs or whatever, you can actually just throw them all at him and kill him that way. And if you kill him, like at that point, you get a supposedly really good weapon that you can use later in the game. It's definitely too good for you to use now, or it's too heavy. You need the strength to be able to wield it. Oh, let me check something else here. Okay, we are fully bright. Okay. Oh shit, am I getting shot? What happened? Okay. I decided to stop right there, which is kind of funny. So all these messages on the ground are just like telling you how to control, and I already know all that. I'm not really going to explain controls here because either you already know how to play or, you're just watching for the hell of it, and these are really easy things to grasp here, so, if you're going to play on your own, just read those messages and it'll tell you the controls. So let's equip our hand axe here. So during this part is kind of cool. It's where you pick up all your starter weapons. So the Pyromancer starts off with this really shitty crack shield, which really does nothing. And this hand axe, which is actually not too shitty. It's pretty good. So you know, there's that. We'll be replacing this shield pretty quickly, though, I believe. Let's dodge and kill this guy. Now we can actually do some, you know, decent damage there. This is the white light, or a fog wall, or whatever you want to call it. Every time you traverse the light, you essentially, you know, move forward in the game. That's kind of like if you look for fog walls, then that's how you know you're going forward, essentially. Now here's a trap, the first trap of the game. You walk up and this ball rolls down, and it breaks open this door, in which case you can come in and speak to this guy.
Oh, you're no hollow.
And again, I'm going to be skipping through this stuff just because they talk so slow, it's not even funny. Like, if you want to listen to all the dialogue, it's going to take hours and hours. And it's not that the lore isn't interesting, because I think it is, but it's just like they just make you sit through, and, you know, it's not something I want to put on a video, because I'll just have to be silent, and it's going to prolong these videos, and it just sort of sucks. So, you know, there might be a Let's Play out there that has all the dialogue if you want to see that kind of thing. See, that's how good this shield is. It's really not good at all. Although it's not all the shield's fault. Our Pyromancer doesn't start with very good physical stats. Usually, actually, this is the first time starting with a Pyromancer, not including... I did a test run where I started with a Pyromancer, and I kind of really liked it. So I figured, you know what? I'll just start my recording here using a Pyromancer. So it's been pretty fun. Usually I start with the Soldier, who has like the longsword to start with, and it's a really good starting weapon, because I like the moveset for it. But we'll be getting a weapon in which I like the moveset for that one as well. Okay, so we got our Pyromancy Flame, which is kind of like the, I guess, quote-unquote weapon that we use so we can cast spells. So now that it's like equipped with my axe, if I push left on the D-pad, I pull out my Flame, and you can punch, or you can shoot a fireball, which I'll show you in a minute. There's some white light there, so obviously that indicates progression, right? But always check every other corridor, because you never know what you'll find. And here, it's not necessarily anything super special, but it's a bit of a tougher enemy. And this is where it wants... Okay, so I'm getting kind of hurt because my shield sucks. So this is where it wants you to practice parrying, so I'll show you that if I can. Oh, fuck, that hurt. Okay, let's try to do this. Okay, so let's see if we can do it this time. I don't generally do this very often. Ugh. Okay, let's try again. Using up a lot of Estus here early on. This is going to be the last attempt at it. There we go. A parry and a riposte. It's basically a guaranteed critical hit if you can pull that off, and a lot of times it'll help you kill pretty tough enemies, but we only have 2 Estus left. I think we're going to be okay, though. As we traverse this white light, we actually have to fight that Asylum Demon now, so we'll come down with a plunging attack, which is amazing. And actually, just to make things really easy, we'll run away a bit here. Switch to our Pyromancy Flame, and honestly, just throw fireballs at him. Bam! Like, it hurts them a lot, and we have 7 of these, or 8 of these things, so why not just use them all? Okay, that hurt. Oh, shit. Okay, I wasn't expecting that third attack, to be honest. So let's get out here. Let's back away a bit. Use an Estus. This is an extremely poor showing, just because I was trying to do that that parry attack, and it wasn't really working, but we got him right here. Can't do nothing. Asylum Demon. We get the big Pilgrim's Key. I don't even know if we get souls for killing him, do we? Get a Humanity, which we'll talk about later. Okay, yeah, no, we don't even get anything else. Oh, there we go, 2,000 souls. Which is going to give us our first couple level ups here, so that's going to be good. Now we're going to be just coming up here. There is one sort of item here you can get. Is it over here? Yeah. Come down here, and it's right there. Just a soul of the lost undead, and those things are kind of like they're items you can consume to give you souls, and souls are everything in this game, and we'll talk about that once we get to the hub world here, which happens right now. There's going to be another cutscene, and I'm going to show you the beginning because it's kind of neat how this crow like flies up.
In the ancient legends, it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. to leave the undead.
Yeah, and it picks us up and it flies us off to Firelink Shrine. And this is sort of like the world, right? Like, so the asylum is, it is part of the world, and we can go back there later. I've actually never even gotten that far in the game, to be honest. But it's sort of like separate from the actual world, which is here. And we start here in Firelink Shrine. And this is going to be like the central hub of the entire game. Which is different, or sort of, imagine like if you ever played Demon Souls, where you have that like hub world. I can't even remember what it's called, but like you go up to these, like, I think they're paintings or tapestries or something, and you can like go into those worlds. Well, in this case, like, you actually just have to travel to all the different areas in the game. So there are items littered around here. Here's 3 humanity, and I'll show you a couple other places you can go at the start. Let's see how much time we got here. We have, oh, that was only 10 minutes. Okay, see, I was thinking about doing just a tutorial in one video, but now I'm like, no, fuck that. We'll just, you know, keep going. So if you come all the way here to the far right and come through this pathway, you can get some fire bombs here, which are good. They're kind of like grenades if you want to, you know, if you're really not medieval savvy. Fire bombs, you just throw them and they do fire damage, and they're really good if you're up against like a really tough enemy that, you know, it's the only way you can kill them. There are some NPCs around. This guy's a cleric. He'll sell you some miracles, which are kind of like faith spells or whatever. Like they can heal you, they can buff you, that kind of thing. I've actually never played a character who was faith-based, so, you know, I don't know too much about that. And let's run up here. Now this is going to be a very good shortcut for you later in the game. Right now, though, there's nothing else to do but to just drop down. And when you drop down, you get access to these chests here. There's like 3 of them, I think. So we'll come over here to this one. This is Cracked Red Eye Orb, which you use to attack other players when you play multiplayer in this game. And actually that brings up a good point as we pick up Morningstar and Talisman, which are cleric weapons. And I think this is Lloyd's something. Oh, Homeward Bone. Yeah, there you go. So these bring you back to your latest bonfire without having to lose your souls. Which is good. Is the talisman here? Yeah, there it is. I think that makes it so enemies can't drink Estus around you. So some of the enemies you face will actually drink. They have their own Estus flask that they can drink and use it to heal up while you're fighting, so it's kind of annoying. But I don't think you ever need that item. So we've actually aggroed a couple skeletons that are very hard for us to kill right now. Maybe not with the fireball, but we're just going to come over here and rest really quickly before we have to fight them. And we'll do a little bit of leveling up. So right now my priority is to get strength to 14 and dexterity to 14. And then after that I'm going to be pumping up vitality and endurance, I believe. Right now that's the plan. We'll see how that goes going forward, but I have a specific weapon in mind that I want to use. So something else we can do here is we can consume one of our humanity. So now in the top left corner you can see there's like a 0-1 there, and that means we have 1 humanity sort of stored up. So when we come to the bonfire, we can reverse hollowing and become human. And we'll see our face change here. Bam, we're human now. So when you're human, it unlocks a couple different things, and one of them is we're basically online now. So we have the ability to get attacked, we can attack other people, and we can do some co-op if we want. Now, I'm not really going to do any co-op because I haven't really had good experience with it. Sometimes the connection issues in this game are pretty bad. Although, that being said, for PC, I think it's been fixed. And the reason why I say that is because while I was running this test character last night, I actually got invaded by someone. And I was scared as shit because it looked like he had like a really good weapon and big armor. But I actually managed to kill him. And I managed to kill him because I had a specific weapon, and I'm going to be getting that weapon fairly soon. Now, I know I'm kind of jumping from topic to topic really quickly here, and I apologize if I'm doing that. There are multiple different ways you can go from this route. Obviously, up that pathway up here towards that sort of bridge thing, that's the way you want to go. And it's not obvious to do characters, but it's the obvious level 1, you know what I mean? But we could go down here if we wanted. And there are secrets in this game where, you know, I could, right now at level 1 or whatever level I'm at, I can run down there and get some really good item, really good starting armor, a Firekeeper soul, like right off the start. and it's sort of cheesy. So I'm actually not going to do it. I'll get those things when I'm supposed to be in that area. At least for now, unless I get stuck and I need some better items, you know, maybe then I'll go and do that. But right now, I'm pretty confident we can take on these guys on our own. So here's our first enemies we come across. We don't really want to be blocking with our shield because we're still going to be taking damage right now, because this shield is sort of shitty. There's a guy up above on the hill to our left here who's actually throwing fire bombs. You can see that right there. So let's sort of run past, kill this guy. Take some fire damage. It's not a huge deal though. It's just not continually take fire damage. Let's grab this item, which is a soul. Took some more fire damage. Now, humanity is actually cool because it will heal you fully, which is pretty helpful sometimes, but we don't want to be wasting it just on healing. We have 10 Estus now, so we can just use that. We'll kill this guy with the fire right now. So, oh shit! Did that really just happen? Okay. So, first death of the game, which is really unfortunate. It happened because of a camera issue, which is sort of something that plagues Dark Souls a little bit. Wow, that was a really fast loading time. That's okay though, we're going to get our souls back. So when you die, now's a good time to talk about it, I guess. You lose all your souls and you lose all your humanity. So we actually wasted a humanity there because now we're hollowed again, which is a little bit frustrating. But we can get our souls back right there. All the enemies respawn, but not all the items. Like, none of the items respawn, which should be for obvious reasons. Otherwise you can just farm the crap out of that stuff. So we got our 60 souls back, so we're good to go. It was because I went to dodge out of this guy's way because I knew he was coming, but I kind of rolled off the cliff instead, so, you know, that happens. Enemies are kind of precariously placed on ledges and on edges of cliffs and stuff like that, so platforming is definitely, you know, it has its place in this game where you have to just be very careful with how you're walking, and sometimes the camera can become an issue in those cases, and then, you know, if you want to blame the camera, a lot of the times you actually can. So we've got a rat here. These rats are pretty easy to kill. They do poison damage though, so if they hit you enough times you'll become poisoned, and then your life will slowly drain for a long time. So you don't want to let that happen. And right now, we're basically just following a straight path, right? Like, we came up that hill, we're going to come over here. This door is locked from the other side. It's one of the many Dark Souls shortcuts, so later on when we go to that point of the game where we're on the other side of that door, we can open it, and then from Firelink Shrine we can, you know, we'll have an easy path to that area. But right now we're going to come to Undead Burg, and this is this area here. Sort of like, oh, let's pay attention to enemies, I guess. It's kind of like the residential area, or it used to be the residential area of this area, or of this world. You saw that white ghost there. That's actually another player who's playing right now online. And, you know, we might be able to summon him if we were human, but we're not right now. And I'm not going to go all the way back to Firelink Shrine and use another humanity. It's not a big deal. Oh, see, camera issue there. I targeted another hollow that's down below. Is there anything in here? Generally, Dark Souls will not hide items behind like barrels and stuff like this, but they do it just enough. Like, there's a couple times where they do, so it makes you feel like you have to check all the barrels. Before we go through that fog wall, we're going to come down here, and we're going to get a couple items here and just kill a few more undead and get some experience that way. So I know there's a hollow over here, or I thought there was. Maybe he's in this doorway. Who the fuck is he? Oh, well, there's a couple. Oh, shit. I got through my my shield there. What is this? Oh, here we go. You know what? Honestly, I don't think I've ever gotten that item before. I didn't know how to get it before. What happens when we come up here? Okay, we're stuck. Alright. So exploration is really good in this game. Let's drink an Estus just because as low level as we are, what level are we? I think we're like soul level 4. So every time you spend souls to increase your stats over here on the left, like the vitality, strength, and that kind of thing, it counts as leveling up. And each stat gets more and more expensive as you go, which is a tried but true mechanic in leveling up in some other games. Alright, so we've already taken care of everyone here. Let's just continue moving around. Another item over here. Keep your shield up when you're not really sure what's coming. Here's rubbish, and this actually triggers an ambush, so you know, if you're bad at this game, which most people are at the start, this could cause you issues. All you gotta do is just make sure you just, you know, take them on. Oh, that kind of sucked. Okay, we're getting fucked up here. It's because this axe has sort of like a sweeping strike, which hindered me when I bounced it off that wooden pillar there, but we're okay now. When I first started this game, you know, it's people say it's one of the hardest games you'll ever play, and you know what? The game is technically kind of easy. Once you learn all the enemy patterns, and once you learn the things that you should be doing all the time, like, for example, holding your shield up while you run around. Where the fuck did he come from? Holding your shield up, well, for fuck's sakes. See, like, right there, I'm kind of making mistakes. I'm getting a little sloppy. Probably because I'm trying my best to do some commentary while I play. So, okay, we're back up here. We can go through here. Now, a lot of times fog walls will indicate a boss fight coming soon. Not the case here. This is just a little bit of progression. Let's drink another Estus. And come on up. So now these notes are actually notes left by real players. Most of the time they're complete nonsense. So, because people just want to, you know, leave their mark, I suppose. So that here. Alright, here we go. A little sort of in-game cutscene just to let you know there is a dragon around. And we'll be dealing with him later, I suppose. Right now, though, we're just going to continue our way through Undead Berg. There's an archer up there trying to be annoying. He's not so hard as long as you just keep moving. You know, you can see the arrows going by there, so this... We're actually just about to get a better shield here, so... Because the shield we have right now is absolute crap. There's a short sword, which is not a weapon I'll be using. Instead, we're going to come to this door. Now, because we have the master key, we can open that door. Actually, maybe that door didn't even require master key. But we get the wooden shield, and that's a shield that I will be using. So let's swap it out. Because the wooden shield is actually going to allow me to block 100% attacks. Which is surprising this early in the game to find something like that. What does this guy have? Hollow warrior armor. Okay. So let's come up here. There's actually a bonfire coming up right about now. There we go. So we'll light this bonfire now. Whenever we die, we'll come to this area. And let's level up a little bit here. We've got to get our dexterity up to 14. So 2 more levels. And I'm actually going to do this on camera. I'm going to try to make sure all my play is on camera. So again, you know, we rested at a bonfire, so all the enemies are respawned now. But I need like 2 more levels before I kind of continue to where I want to go here. So I'm just going to actually just fight these guys until I can get 2 more levels, because why the fuck not? Take care of this guy. Okay, he's been aggroed. Now, actually, one thing I haven't been using at all is my pyromancy spell, so we'll mix it up. Now, there's no mana in this game, as you might expect for, like, you know, other RPGs where you have... They got their shields up here, so they're making things difficult. You just have a certain amount of time you can... or a certain amount of times that you can cast a spell. Instead of, you know, mana, so... Okay, we got 500 now. I don't really know how much we need. So we're gonna run across this bridge. We gotta dodge this fire, hopefully. There's 3 guys in here. And they like to try to ambush you like this. So as long as you know it's coming, you'll be fine. But your first time through, I mean, it's very possible you might die. Now, the first time through this area, this guy actually has to open the door. But once the door is open, the next time we come through, he's going to be just ready to ambush just with, like the other 2 guys are. So it's going to be a little bit tougher. We're going to come back to this bonfire now. And put 1 more. Oh, we can't. Shit. Okay, we're going to need like 2,000 souls. Okay. Not too bad, though. Just gonna do a little bit more farming here. So I like to save my fireball spells for, you know, times when I actually need it. This guy is not actually going to be magic based, you know, regardless of the fact that I started with the pyromancer. You know, he gets that fireball spell, which is going to be really nice in tough spots, but I don't think I'm going to be focusing on leveling that. Eventually that fireball spell is going to become pretty obsolete against enemies who have way more hit points, but, you know. We'll cross that road when we get to it. Anything over here? No. Okay, we'll go kill those 3 guys again. Maybe we'll go a little bit further, actually. So we're still kind of hovering around where the bonfire is, just kind of killing enemies that are close by. See, there's that 3rd guy there. He's ready to go right off the bat here. Okay, let's be careful here. We don't really... I mean, dying isn't really going to do... It's not going to kill us too much. Or it's not going to hurt us too much, I suppose, because we're right near a bonfire. We'll get our souls back pretty easily, but you know, in terms of skill, I don't want to look like I'm dying in Undeadburg, so because this is sort of the rookie area. Like this is not Dark Souls difficulty here. This is pretty easy stuff. So we'll explore a little bit more. I know we can come in here. There's another hollow here. We'll take care of him. And actually, there's a guy right here as well. Alright, we got him taken care of. And there's a chest over here where we'll find some, I think, firebombs or black firebombs, maybe? Yeah, there you go. So we'll come up the stairs here. Now, this is a little bit of a tough spot your first time through. One of these guys throws fire, that guy right here. So you want to take him out first. Because while you're sort of trying to, you know, wait for these guys to make mistakes so that you can hit them, he's going to be throwing firebombs at you and it's going to be causing you issues. So this is the first place where you can use the Master Key. Now, there are a lot of locked doors in Dark Souls. The Master Key, if you take that as a gift, it allows you to unlock a lot of them right off the start. And that's why, like, when I was talking about how there's like a nice armor set down in Blighttown you can get right off the start, only if you have the Master Key. If you don't, you have to get the other key, which, to be honest, I always start with the Master Key, as so does everyone else, because it's pretty much... I guess you can say that's one issue with Dark Souls 1, where all the gifts are, you know, useless except for the Master Key, pretty much, because all the other ones are going to allow you to... they're going to give you items that you can easily find later in the game. One exception is if you play as the Thief class, you get a Master Key just because you're a thief. And in that case, you can get like those black firebombs or whatever and, you know, start... Like, those are probably the next best gift to start with. I don't really know. We got a light crossbow there, which is actually a pretty good drop from that guy. So we're not really going to be using ranged, but that light crossbow may be important at some point. Maybe. We're going to trigger this trap here. Oh, look at all these drops. What's going on here? Just crappy armor. I believe we can sell it. I don't usually bother with that, but I'm sure we can. This guy's going to roll down this barrel, which could ruin your day if you didn't know it was coming. And we're actually getting very close to the boss of this area. Now, how much time have I got left here? Only about 2 minutes. Okay, so let's go down this stairway. Actually, we're going to fight this guy. We might push this episode a little bit further. We're going to fight this guy, which may or may not be a terrible idea. He is way overpowered for us right now. I don't even know what that was. I don't know what that was. Anyway, let's ignore it. He's really overpowered for us at this stage. He'll like, his attacks will go right through our shield and everything. But because we have this fireball, we may be able to survive. So we're gonna just kind of peg him a couple times, and then we gotta run. Like we can't stun him or anything. So we're just gonna keep throwing fireballs at him. Hopefully when his shield is not down. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. So let's get back, and now we're basically in run mode. We want to bring him to an area where we can actually fight a little bit better. And also closer to the bonfire, just so that, you know, if we die, we're going to have to dodge here, because he's pretty fast too. He's going to be like right behind us here. So maybe he'll get hit by some of these fire bombs, and this is a good spot to fight him. So let's get locked on. And that's all we're really trying to do is bait attacks out of him. So this is going relatively well. Ah, we got him. Sweet. Okay, so we're going to rest at this bonfire. We're going to put our 2 levels in. Perfect. So now we have the stats that we need to wield the weapon that I want to wield before we fight the boss here. And I know exactly where to go to get this weapon. So let's go get that really quick. We'll come back to the bonfire, and then in the next episode, we'll fight the first boss of the game. This is really just more of an introductory, you know, episode here, just to kind of show you guys Undead Brig, show you the tutorial. We keep getting a lot of the same armor here, which, as far as I can tell, doesn't actually affect your inventory. I haven't been affected by it yet, so you can just kind of keep collecting. And some of these merchants may allow you to sell. Actually, we'll take a look. Okay, alright, so when they're being annoying with their shields, and you just pull out your firebomb and just, you know, they can burn in hell. You can also strafe around them and get a backstab going if you're lucky. So, something we didn't come across before is this little... It's not super hidden, but, you know, if you don't look for it, you might not see it. We're going to explore this area a little bit. Oh, look at that. I forgot about that guy. He's got a big axe there. That actually could do a little bit of damage. Dark Souls is very equipment. Like, you rely a lot on your equipment is what I'm trying to say. So, that's why the weapon I want to get is important. Here's a bit of an ambush here, so... Kill this guy. Yeah, I was really sloppy there. Good thing I didn't die. There's an item up here. It's not really what we're going for, but I'm kind of a completionist. If I know about something, then I'll have to go get it, so that's what I'm doing now. I don't even remember what it is. It's probably not that important. Throwing knife, okay. And actually, you can do this. Oh, I missed it. Fuck. Okay, that's... up there, I believe there's like a light bow or something. You know, you can get a bow. And there are areas where having a bow is going to be important. Maybe. I don't think you ever really absolutely need to use a bow, but, you know, you can take advantage of them sometimes. So, I kind of backtracked a bit. We're going to run back over here. And instead of going down that way, we'll come this way. And there's a merchant here.
Well now, think
we'll see what he has. Now, one thing, I'm unsure about this. I'm going to buy this anyway because I think I need it. It's important for one item if you don't have the master key. I know I have it, but I think that we need that key for another area of the game. So I'm just going to buy it just in case. It might be a waste of 1,000 souls, but meh. You can buy some pretty good starting weapons here, you know, so if you pick the class that you don't really like what their starting weapon was, you can kind of change it up here. And they're relatively cheap, all the weapons here, and even shields as well. And he's got some arrows, and he's got some armor. Can I sell? I don't know if I can sell. So we bought that key.
what a waste of time.
Fuck you, bro. Okay, so we bought a key off him, and he obviously didn't think we did. So what we're gonna do is actually kill this guy. Again, I'm not sure if this is gonna like have any effects later in the game, but we're gonna do it anyway because he has a weapon that I really want. So we'll just throw fireballs at him, and he's really easy to kill. Bam.
Julia.
We get some humanity, soapstone, and what I wanted, Uchi Katana. This item, this weapon saved my friggin' life when I got invaded because it has a bleed attack. Whenever you hit people with it, it causes bleed. well, not right away, but you string together a couple good attacks here, and next thing you know, they're bleeding and they're taking constant damage, which is really nice. And this is the weapon I'm going to be trying to run through most of the game with. I mean, obviously later on we're going to be getting better weapons, but I'm going to be actually upgrading this weapon and trying to keep it as long as possible. So anyway, guys, I know this was a long episode. I appreciate your patience there and watching this, and hopefully you'll get excited to see the next video coming up. We're actually going to pop... Oh, I already had humanity popped. That was an accident there. I have 3 humanity now. We're going to use 1 to reverse hollowing. Turn ourselves back into a sexy human. And we're going to kindle. And when we kindle... you can kindle every bonfire except for the first one in the game. And now whenever we rest at it, we get 10 assists instead of only 5, so that's really going to help. And I suppose we can drop a level here in endurance, just because we have the souls for it now. And alright guys, so thanks a lot. I'm actually going to record another episode right after this, so stay tuned, and that one will be coming up shortly. See ya.